reading Living Untethered by Michael Singer.
Yeah, Michelle, you were in there, I think, on Sunday, weren't you? That Michelle did that book, my friend.
On
Did you go?
Sunday,
Did you go to the service on Sunday at Awakening Together?
Awakening Together. Oh, yeah, that was your friend?
She's my friend for a while. I met her in Helen Hamilton's, but she's also one of Regina's students too. So
Okay.
yeah, she was the one that. She's a good friend. I really think she's a sweetheart. But I don't know. She just is a minister. Once you become a minister there, you don't leave.
Right. Well, um, uh, the uh, uh, the thing about being a minister there is you have to do some sort of service on a regular basis. So to keep your ministerial, um, oh my
Right.
goodness, Carrie sent me this picture. Cute. Like a little white chipmunk or a squirrel or something. That's cool. I love it. I love Carrie.
Oh, yeah, I
Carrie
do
and I,
too.
we're gonna.
He's the best. You know what, Robert? Just right. He's hooking up to food. So, all right, you
Okay,
tell me what you want me to do. You want me to read or you want to read? I don't care either
sure. Can
way.
you read for a while? Being
Yeah, I
my
think it's easier for me to read because of your congestion. We are back to the most basic truths of your life. You're in there. You know that you're in there, and you've been in there all along.
okay. Hang on. I'm
That's okay. Take your
messing
time.
around over here on Gather. So okay, there we go.
This raises some interesting questions, such as when the body dies, will you still be aware of being? Isn't that an interesting question? That was a question I had, by the way. Don't get excited. We're not going to answer that for you. Eventually, however, there will be someone who provides that answer. You. You are guaranteed to personally find out someday whether you will be there after the body dies. Why do people have so much trouble with death? It's got to be one of the most exciting aspects of your life. It's truly a once in a lifetime experience. That is what's waiting for you at the time of death. That is true. I often, not often, but I have come up with an idea. What will happen to me when I die? And I just think I'll dissolve into the wholeness, but we really don't have an idea. And I think the idea that we don't know is the best thing we could be, place we could be at, because we don't know anything even during the day what's going to be next. We don't know, you know, thought makes me think that I know something. And the truth is I don't. Thought does that. It's thoughts come in. They say, you know what that is, Sharon. You remember that. Now you don't want to be stupid, do you?
No.
God, no. You are guaranteed to personally find out someday whether you will be there after the body dies. Why do people have so much trouble with death? It's got to be one of the most exciting aspects of your life. It's truly a once in a lifetime experience. That is what's waiting for you at the time of death. After the final moment, either you are going to be there or you're not. If you're not there, don't worry. It's not like, oh my God, I'm not here. I don't wait like this. No, you're not there, so it's not going to be a problem. The other alternative, however, is more interesting. What if you are there? Now that's what happened to Anita Morjani. It happened to Gloria, where they realized they were still there and they weren't in their body, which I find to be, you know, extraordinary. Then you're going to find out what it's like to explore a whole other universe where you don't even have a body. Let's not talk about it further because it runs into people's beliefs, concepts, or views about the subject. Let's just let it be something to look forward to as the ultimate once in a lifetime experience. Do you see what he's doing here? He is like raised the up vibration of the death idea and bringing us into an idea, wow, this is going to be a lot of fun. Instead of the ego saying, well, you'll never see the people again that you love.
Right. And you know what's so cool about that is that,
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
in the Course of Miracles tells us this. I have saved everything, all your everything.
That's right.
All
He does
love.
say that. Yeah.
And really honestly, we think we're going to miss something, but all we're thinking we're going to miss the love. So there's no missing of the love because it's always there and always
I
has.
love what you just said. That's exactly it. We think we're going to miss the love. We think that well, the problem is that we even think. That's the problem. Anytime that we are thinking, usually if it's not like coming from within the quiet mind, we're in chaos. That's why
Yeah.
when people talk about what's going on with politics being chaotic, I don't think that, I realize that no. Politics is chaotic. Everything here is chaotic because it's really the world of 10,000 things. It's just a jumbling of concepts. That's where I will sometimes sing that song Rainbows it. Wait, what's it called again? Um
What
Rainbows and roses.
raindrops on
And
roses.
roses and yeah, it
You're
just
not-
reminds me of the
Yeah.
world of of the 10,000 things. Like we truly are, and what's cool about it is we're still in our bodies, but yet we're on this path where we could use death as like an excitement. Like, wow, we're going to experience not being in our body now. How does that feel?
Right. Right.
That's going to be exciting. And then everybody that comes to say goodbye to you, you just say, well, I'm excited. I'm going to be without my body.
Right. I'm
Oh,
gone. And I've been with people when they died. And this guy, I was there with his niece, and she was, talking to him, and he goes, I'm dying. And she's like, yes, Aunt and Uncle, we know it. He goes, no, I'm dying now. And he died.
and he died. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, he knew that he was dying. And why do we call it dying? We have had so much brainwashing because
Right.
why wouldn't it be being reborn?
Yeah, dying to the ego, we are born to eternal life. You know, that's it. It's given up to.
One of Anita Moorjani's books is Dying to Live.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, we really don't realize that when we're in this body without any kind of aliveness, the aliveness is always in us, but it's not alive like it is now. And this
Right.
aliveness is what's really like so potent. And there could be so much excitement, like, wow, I'm going to die, or whatever you want to say, I'm going to pass.
Right.
Marcy's here. Yay. I was going to call you. You came to my mind early and I thought, well, I don't want to wake her. It was so early when you came to my mind. I didn't call you. But good morning, Marcy.
Good
I hope
morning.
you can read with us, darling. Darling.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the idea,
We're
hi
reading Michael
Marcy.
Singer.
I don't
How
think
do
you
you-
would have gotten me because I have my phone on what the heck is my phone on? It's on like
Ignore.
bedtime mode.
Yeah, that's smart. Sometimes I do that with my phone because
What is it that you have it on?
It's on bedtime mode. So I can't hear a phone ringing
yeah,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise I might get, I get calls who knows what time and that's it for me. So
Right. So you turn it off. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
I
have your kids at home. See, I have a habit, since I've had kids to have my phone there because they're not with me. These habits are like wired in us. So,
Yeah.
like I
Nobody's
just want to
gonna
know they're all
nobody
right.
nobody here is gonna wake me up unless they need something.
If
yeah,
they need
I'm sure
something,
of
then it
that.
becomes yeah.
So you got Thanksgiving break going on now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Oh, with
Thanksgiving.
your kids, with both your kids, yeah.
Well, one's working and he just came back from I don't know where he went, Ohio for to visit friends. But
And Grace is
I tried to get on the group and I couldn't get to this place so that you could see me because I was on in I don't know, during the other group, during part of it.
Oh,
you were.
really?
I didn't see you.
You
Well,
couldn't
that's
see me because I don't know where the heck I was. I couldn't get this link
Oh,
to get in here. So here I am finally.
stuff happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So
we're
I
glad you're
love
here
you,
now.
Marcy.
Thanks.
I just love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you
Yeah,
too.
she's just she's just sweet, you
I'm
know.
I'm
Um,
still fighting the course, no matter what I've learned in my pea brain. Little
Well, I mean,
brain.
you get through stages where you fight it, then you don't, then you fight it, and you don't.
Yeah.
But I'm just surrendered now to just realizing that there's nothing here that's going to grab me any. I mean, I used a lot of different things to hold on. It's almost like we want to hold on to these concepts when they're made of the same consciousness that we're made up of.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, you're gonna, you don't want to go anywhere. The book
Yeah.
itself, but fighting it at different times is okay. And we're all in the right place. You can't be in the wrong place. And when you come in a room and you tell us that, we all know what that is. It's not like if you
Yeah.
told other people that didn't know, they'd be like, fighting what?
Yeah.
right. Well, and then think about it. We're exactly where we are supposed to be when we're supposed to be there.
Yes,
So,
can't do
it's
this
like,
thing.
going to a kindergartner and saying, all right, you're going to take the college entrance exams now. And they're like,
Right.
"Oh, what? Can I read?" So cute. My little grandson the other day, he's 3, and he's the one that we think is probably autistic, you know, at some level. And he doesn't speak at all, but he uh is started writing. They go out on the driveway and with chalk, and he's writing numbers, letters. He's getting it. He just doesn't, he can't talk. And it's really frustrating to him, I know. um because he doesn't have a way of expressing himself. So maybe he's going to start writing, who knows. But yeah, he is
Oh yeah, he'll just have another gift. The thing is, like, the talking, that's another thing. We all talk at different times. And then everybody says, well, they're supposed to this and nobody knows. You could have a born genius. Like my friend Tracy's grandson's the same age as my grandson Noah, and Noah never stops talking. And Brooks doesn't talk that much yet, but it
yeah.
has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. Well, and I have my niece, she has a grandson who is, I think he's 8, and he's nonverbal, autistic. He just makes this noise all day. And he runs around and he's like crazy wild and crazy. But you sit him down with a tablet, like a computer tablet. He is actually in college. He's about to graduate from college on the computer, even though he can't speak words. He is so brilliant. And she's like, I don't understand it. How can this be? I said, the time has come now where people are coming into this world that have a completely different neurology and it is another step in evolution. This is another step in our mental and spiritual evolution that and we're finding out more and more and more that not only are we autistic, but also have ADHD, which is another thing that has just been defined recently, but as a really clear explainer of why certain people are certain ways. And what, I kind of have an ADHD brain. I think you, Sharon, probably you, Marcy, we all have something that is neurologically diverse going on in our brain that is not a it's not a problem. It's not something that is wrong with us. It's that um we're expressing, and I think it's a almost like an upgraded humanity. Because then if you go, I've talked a little bit about the telepathy tapes, and some of you may have heard of that. The telepathy tapes is a whole it's a system where people are just coming together with these autistic children who are nonverbal, and they're able to telepathically communicate with each other. And
Wow.
it is astounding. if you go in and look it up on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of telepathy, and just go look it up, and it sounds kind of off there, but honestly, it is an amazing thing. Yes, we can communicate with, and they can communicate, but it's not through the normal concepts. It's not through what we normally would experience or express. So anyway, to continue, we are reading Living Untethered by Michael Singer. It's kind of a follow-up to The Untethered Soul. And so Sharon.
Well, it's actually the way, it's what you would do if you read the Untethered Soul. This book is more directing you on the path of really digging in, right? This would be
Right,
the
yes.
second, because you're
Yeah.
digging into like the idea that, you know, you're not really there. Fear of our own thoughts prevents us from experience. Yeah, the whole, you know what, you just said the word I wanted you bring up to my consciousness. Experience is what this is. The divine is experiencing us, and we can experience ourselves now, because the thought takes us away from experience. And that's what Robert just read. Fear of our own thoughts prevents us from the experience. We block it. As soon as we put a thought in there and a judgment, we block it.
Exactly.
We don't realize it.
All right. I'm gonna let someone else read.
Yeah, let it be someone else today, like somebody other than me, maybe. Like, Marce, do you want to read, or Elizabeth, will you read?
Yeah, I can read a bit.
Okay, we're at the
Okay.
reason,
Okay.
and I have to run downstairs really quickly and do something.
All right,
So I'll
good.
be right back. But
Okay. The reason some people have so much trouble with death is because they identify with their bodies. As if that's not enough, they also identify with their cars and houses. People project their sense of self onto things that are not their self. When they do that, they feel afraid to lose those things. As you work your way through your inner growth, you won't identify with something is in the way here that I can't see it. Can anybody else? Yeah, as you work your way through your inner growth, you won't identify with these outer objects anymore. I just want to read that again. As you work your way through your inner growth, you won't identify with these objects anymore. You'll identify with the deeper sense of self within. Now that it's clear that you're in there, it becomes reasonable to ask, what are you doing there? Even more relevant, what's it like in there? What an interesting question to ask. What's it like in there? If people answered honestly, most would say that it's not always so much fun in there. In fact, sometimes it's downright tough. What's that all about? This is when we get down to a real honest discussion about inner growth. Most people don't realize that it can always be nice in there. Take the nicest it's ever been.
I think that Lynn went downstairs for a minute.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, Mickey's here too now, so she could. All right.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
And I saw that Bob put in the chat about that book, Mutant Message Down Under. And I'm not sure which point you were talking about, the thing about that we're identifying with our objects. Oh, telepathy. Okay, got it. That was just before I came in. I was listening on the radio, but there was a break in between. Turned off the radio and entered into Zoom.
all right, so I'm back. Sorry about that.
Holding your first child, the day of your wedding, your first kiss, winning the lottery. Recall that state, then increase it multifold and have it be that way all the time, except that it keeps getting higher. That is what you are capable of experiencing inside. That's the truth. It is really beautiful in there, but something is missing. Something is messing it up. Imagine walking into a house that has dirt, banana peels, and pizza crusts all over the place. It happens to be a beautiful house, but no one took care of it. It can be beautiful again, but some work needs to be done. This is exactly the situation inside you. In fact, that is why we're on this inner exploration. Everybody wants the same thing. They would like it to be nice in there. People do all kinds of things trying to make it nice in there. Some run around trying to have exciting experiences, finding fulfilling relationships, or even take the edge off with drinking or drugs, all for the same reason. The problem is they're approaching the issue in the wrong way. They're asking how to make it nice in there, while the more relevant question is, why is it not nice? If you find out why it's not nice and you get rid of that, you're going to find out that it can be really nice in there. Life doesn't have to be a game of, since it's not nice in here, I need to find the things that will compensate for that in order to feel a bit better. That is what everybody's doing. They are trying to find people, places, and things in the outside world that will unfold in a way that makes it more comfortable inside. People are trying to use the outside to fix the inside. Better to find out why it's not nice inside to begin with. I don't know if anybody wanted to make any comments.
Yeah, Mickey has her hand up.
Okay.
So in the workshop that Prudence played this morning, the Ken Wapnick audio, he did a lot of talking about special relationships, and that's what all of those are for. It's to put our attention on the outside and not look at what's on the inside. We're trying to feel better about ourselves based on exterior things. We talk about this constantly, but no matter how much we talk about it, I still want validation from other people. I still want somebody to, tell me I'm a nice person. I still want somebody to say, something I said had value for them. It's a constant search for validation from the outside. And I would so like to get rid of that. And I feel like it's kind of endemic to being a separated,
I think that it's normal. I mean, you're just being honest. Most of us still have ego. As long as you have ego, you're going to want to have that validation. I mean, all egos are the same. So I don't think it's weird. I think that you have the same tendencies that we all have. But what I do is I just realize it's there and it's not really who I am. It's just the part I'm playing.
And I wrote down a quote last week that's relevant to this, and I'm sure it's from Ken, although I didn't put down who said it. You don't resolve problems, or you don't get validation from outside. You just become aware of them and your reactions to them. So I guess the work is for me to become aware of when I'm looking for validation outside myself and my reaction to that. And that's the work. It's not trying to fix the fact that I'm looking for validation. It's just to look at it and to look at my reaction to that. So there you go. And Rafi's got his hand up.
Yeah, I mean, it's simply a case of the feeling of wanting approval. And that's one of my instructors used to say, it's the biggest check you're ever going to write. Because that's the cause of so much distress, so much unhappiness. And it's so simple. All you got to do is when that feeling comes up, that wanting approval, wanting somebody to validate you, wanting to be loved, which is really what it is. You just welcome it. You can feel it in your body. A lot of times you can feel it in your gut, in your stomach, in your chest, in your throat. And you know that it's just energy. It's just a feeling. It isn't good. It isn't bad. and it came up to leave. You can welcome that wanting approval feeling and just say, can I let this go? Yes. Would I let this go? Yes. When? Now. And when it's gone, you realize that you are the love that you've been looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafi, and thank you, Mickey, and thank you, Marcy, and thank you, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it is this sense of self, and who do I think I am? What do I think I am? And uh, so I love that we're going to talk about we're going to get to the place through reading this book is going to explain to us um, how how to get there. How I Did It by Michael Singer. No. um, so who would like to read?
I can read.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, chapter 4, The Three Ring Circus. I'm in here, I'm conscious, and what I am conscious of is that it's not always so nice in here. That honest statement is a wonderful launching pad for continuing our exploration of self and the power of acceptance. What is it you experience that sometimes makes it nice inside and sometimes makes it very difficult? There are only 3 things you experience in there, so let's take a look at them. First, you experience the outside world coming in through your senses. There's a whole world out there, and what's in front of you comes in through your eyes, ears, nose, and sense of taste and touch. When it comes in, it's either a pleasant experience, an unpleasant experience, or a just passing through experience. Thus, the outside world is one of the things you deal with that has a profound effect on your inner state. As overwhelming as the outside world can be, it's not all you experience inside. You also have thoughts in there. You hear the thoughts saying, I don't know if I like this. I don't even understand why she did it. Or perhaps, wow, I'd like to have a car like that. I would go for long weekend rides in the country. If you're asked who is saying all this inside your head, you'll probably say it's you, but it's not you. Those are thoughts, and you are the one who is noticing the thoughts. Thoughts are just another thing you notice in there. You notice the world coming in from outside, and you notice the thoughts that are generated inside. Where do thoughts come from? We're going to discuss that at length later. But for right now, understanding that thoughts and the outside world are 2 of the 3 things you experience inside. The third thing you experience is your feelings or emotions. There are feelings that come up suddenly, like fear. Your mind can say, I feel scared. But if you didn't actually feel scared, the impact would be much less. It's the fact that you actually experience the emotion of fear that causes the problem. Some feelings are pleasant. I feel love. I felt more love than I have ever felt before. You like that feeling. Other feelings are unpleasant. I'm feeling fear, embarrassment, and guilt coming up all at the same time. You like that, don't you? So can we stop for a second, because I had a thought that when you feel fear, you're actually feeling fear. You're actually getting a sensation in your body. Your chest clenches up, or all those things that Rafi was saying before. Your stomach might turn over. You might get a shiver. There's an actual physical feeling, which is why I think we use the term feeling fear. And if we can just back out and notice that physical sensation, it kind of takes our minds off the reason why that sensation came up. And, maybe not feel, in quotes, the fear as much. Anyway, that just came into my head.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about that, Mickey, because that really I I'm just seeing as you're saying that. Yes, we feel it in different parts. We feel it in our solar plexus, feel it in our head, we feel it in our body. We feel it in different parts of our body, um, depending on what the uh I guess, I'm gonna say chakra. What part of our energy field is being affected by these thoughts that we're having? But the feeling is coming from a thought. It's always a thought that is telling me something about the state that I'm in, and then I'm feeling it. And if I feel it in my head, or I feel it in my heart. We say I feel it in my heart. Well, how do you feel something in your heart? Heart's a muscle, and it's just a moving muscle that is pumping blood through your body. How can you feel something there? But you do. And so that whole uh maybe, and because I'm reading that other book with Zeta about the clairs, which sadly the last few weekends we've not been reading, but the clairs, that talks about the parts of your body where the different chakras are involved, and how maybe once you kind of just discover where that's coming from, then you're no longer it's like when you look behind the curtain and see that it's the wizard. The guy is back there with the gears and the things making the thing move. You recognize, oh, that's what it is. And then you can't be afraid of it anymore, because you see it's just nothing. So anyway, thank you for stopping there, and you can continue if you like, or someone else can read.
I can keep going for a little bit. We've already come a long way in our exploration of self. We've proven you're in there, and the strongest proof is you know that you're in there. This is your seat of awareness. Anytime you get lost, just stand in front of the mirror and say, "Hi, are you in there?" Wave at yourself and realize, "Yep, I see somebody waving." Who am I that sees that? This is a way to center back to your seat of awareness. While you stand there, notice what else you're aware of. Notice your surroundings coming in through your senses, your thoughts passing through your mind, and any emotions that arise in your heart, creating feelings of comfort or discomfort within. These three inner experiences are the arena in which your consciousness plays the game of life on planet Earth. Bottom line, you don't stand a chance in there. The constant barrage of these three experiences is like a three-ring circus going on inside all the time. The effect is so overwhelming, it's like a conspiracy against you. The outside world has a major influence on your thoughts, and your thoughts and emotions will generally line up. It's very rare that your mind will be saying, "I don't like this," and your heart will be feeling tremendous love. Let's say Fred passes by and your mind says, "I don't want to see Fred. I'm not comfortable seeing him after the argument we had last time." You will start to feel fear. You were doing fine until an event came in from the outside, took over your thoughts, and generated difficult emotions. You get sucked into that overwhelming experience. Now, if you're asked, "What's it like living in there?" you would probably say, "It's pretty intense. I get lost a lot and struggle to be okay. It's not that much fun, is it?" Do you want to hold up there for a second? Anybody have anything to say?
Yeah, Rafi has his hand up.
Yeah, as soon as you get sucked in, as it says, you're walking by and you see somebody and say, well, I don't want to talk to them. How can I, well, if I go over there and they're over there, I won't have to, we won't confront each other. Oh, that's a good idea. And you see, all of this is getting caught up in the dream and making the dream real. Oh, I got to do this. I better not do that. Oh, I got to get that. No, 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 I can't get, I got to get away from all that mind activity is just getting caught up in trying to handle a dream. It's like saying this world is real and I got to deal with it. And none of that's true. And as soon as I see all of that stuff happening, I mean, the first thing I do is back off and look at it and say, where's all that mind activity coming from? What's the point of that? Who's that for? Me? Well, I don't need it. What am I? And then it stops. And then all of a sudden, whatever's going on shifts, and the dream is no longer a threat. It's not even anything. And I go along and, I walk out, go get in my car and drive away or whatever. But and if a fear comes up and to just get a hold of it, go, okay, there's a feeling. They all come up to leave. Welcome all the feelings. Okay, I feel this and that and that. Good. Can I let it go? Sure. And it'll go because again, it's only energy. It's not good or bad. And it's just at least everything is here is serving us. It's working for us. Even those feelings that we think are so awful actually are here to serve. If I back up and look at it from the point of view of the reality of my awareness, instead of getting caught up in it, then it's all of this stuff is, well, I don't know, to handle it. There's nothing to handle. And if I don't get caught up in the dream, then there's nothing to handle. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafi. Yeah, I mean, seriously, it's a choice. Just, I mean, you can choose at any time. And, I know I found myself kicking and screaming, saying, no, I don't want to choose peace right now. There's a song that says, I just want to be mad for a while. And that's exactly what it's about, thinking that I have a choice. And, right now my logical mind is telling me something has gone wrong. And so I just want to be mad. And when I recognize it, I realize I just decide that. I'm just doing that on purpose, which is crazy because my mind, on the other hand, is telling me, well, this is crazy. You shouldn't be on purpose mad. But then it's almost like sometimes you get caught up in it to the point where you think it's your identity. It's like being like a political party. I'm a Democrat, been a Democrat my whole life, and you're a Republican, or you're a whatever it is that you are, and uh, we must never be friends because my ideology and yours are opposites. We think they're opposites, which really is not the truth. They are basically the same thing. It is basically the same thing with very little differences, actually. But my mind tells me this is what you are. And so, to come up and say, well, you may be a Republican, but I agree with what you're saying about this or that. That takes a humbleness or humility to recognize that what I thought was you couldn't pass. You will never get me to admit this. Actually, I am admitting, oh yeah, I think that someone who has this opposite belief can be right. And that opens up a whole new territory, because then you get in a place where you recognize that, yeah, we are not really that different. And that's, the beauty of, I always talk about nonviolent communication, how beautiful it is. The beauty of it is that we recognize that we have the same needs and the same, we are basically the same. So instead of arguing about the very minute differences, really very small, we think it's the most fundamental thing. Oh my God, you're so different thinking than me, but you really are not. We all want the same thing. And so when we all want the same thing, we can recognize that. And then any feelings that come up, you can say, I feel angry because you voted for this thing, which I was against. But when you both recognize that the reason they want it is because they think they're going to be safe, and the reason you don't want it is because you think you're going to be in danger. And so you both want safety, and both wanting safety is a thing that you can come together with and recognize that the thing that you're arguing about really is just a made up story. It's only just made up to come between us. And it's like that Stephen Stills song, we are not helpless, we are men, and what comes between us can be set aside and ended. That's it. Every day we learn more how to hate. Close the doors and tell yourself you can't relate, but only to the ones who are the same. But even they are different, and ever so they shall remain. As long as we think we're different people, we're always going to have a different, maybe slightly different, maybe a little bit different, but never exactly the same. And that's why we argue with each other, and we go to war with each other. And when you recognize there's not a whole heck of a lot difference between Islam and Christianity and Judaism. They're all the same religion. All the same religion came from the same place. And yet all at war with each other because of a belief that we're different. And we are not. Anyway, anybody else want to read for a while? We have about 15 minutes left here in this particular group. Or anybody have anything to say about that? You may be like, whoa. Oh, and Robert wants to know about nonviolent communication. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a world you will find when you go look at Marshall Rosenberg and nonviolent communication. It will rock your world. So anybody else want to read?
I can read again.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Buddha said all of life is suffering. He wasn't being negative. All of life is suffering. If you're rich, poor, sick, healthy, young, or old, it doesn't matter. There certainly are times when you're not suffering, but the vast majority of what's going on is you're just trying to be okay. That's what it boils down to. You will at some point realize that's all you've done your entire life. Try to be okay. That's why you cried when you were little. You weren't okay in there. That's why you wanted a certain toy. You thought it would make you okay. That's why you wanted to marry this special person. That's why you wanted to go to Europe or Hawaii for vacation. You get to the point where you realize all you're ever doing in there is trying to be okay. First, you think about what will make you okay. Then you go out and try to make it happen. I just have a quick little story because I have to have dogs here. And I used to, at some point, I don't know if Lynn might remember, I used to have 3 dogs here at one time. That was it.
I do remember that.
Total insanity. And then the little one, we had to put him down. He made it to like, I think 16 or 18 years old. And the vet said it was time, and it was time because he was having lots of issues. But anyway, but before he passed, we went and got Wally, who's a bit bigger than he is and whatnot. But anyways, so here we are trying to fix things in form. And my husband took him for a walk, and I don't know what Wally did, but he's kind of crazy on a walk. And my husband, who's had shoulder surgery, put his arm straight up in the air, and then the dog pulled it and pulled out whatever the surgery had fixed.
Oh,
And so
no.
now we have a mess, and my husband's very physically uncomfortable. And he wants to go to bed early, and I'm like, oh God, is this how life is going to be for the next however much longer my body's alive and his body's alive? Is that it? You
That's it.
know? Yeah. So
That's
very,
hilarious.
very,
So is
huh?
Wally a poodle?
He's a doodle of some
He's a doodle.
sort. But he was at a trainer, so we thought he was trained, and he seemed pretty good there, but he has way too much energy for for us to handle. But Mark is very happy with his bond with the dog. They are bonded.
Uh,
So that's
well,
kind of
and
wild.
you got to expect that whatever happened,
Yeah.
is for the healing, and it's probably going to make his shoulder stronger, even though it might not seem like it now. Just,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Okay. What does it even mean to
Oh,
try to
Rocky has
be?
his hand up.
Oh, okay. I can't see hands up here, so go ahead, Rafi.
Yeah, what Lynn was saying before about conflict, about all religions are the same, but they think they're different, so they're in conflict with each other. And that happens, person to person, nation to nation, neighborhood to neighborhood, ethnicity to ethnicity. It's all, but when I realize that we are all here serving, and we are all here serving our only purpose, whether we realize it or not. How do you serve? Just by being, just by showing up, you're automatically serving. When I see that, then the oneness becomes obvious, the harmony is there, and there's never any conflict. And and when I realized how simple it was, and of course KISS, like Lester Levinson used to say, keep it simple, sweetheart. Um, the simpler I make it, the more I realize, well, we're all just here serving. And there's no effort in serving. There's just showing up. Then all conflicts dissolve, and I'm in harmony with everything. So I just wanted to share that. Thanks.
Thank you, Rafi. And that's exactly it. And it's got to be a willingness to make that happen. So Marcy, you want to continue reading?
Sure. I'll just start that paragraph over. What does it even mean to try to be okay? For one thing, it means trying to make your thoughts and emotions easier to live with. There are nice ones and there are not so nice ones. You like the nice ones. That's what you're struggling with. You want your thoughts to be positive, uplifting, and beautiful. The problem is there's an outside world of reality that can come in and cause your thoughts and emotions to be very difficult. This is why life can be overwhelming. This interaction with the world, your thoughts and your emotions, raises some very interesting questions. What are these three things, and where do they come from? How much control do you have over them? Why do they sometimes make you feel good and other times make you feel bad? We're going to explore these questions in great detail. When we're through, you'll realize that what really matters is not the thoughts, the emotions, nor the outside world. What really matters is you in there who is experiencing these things, how you are doing. What we'll see is that you in there are higher than any experience you've ever had. The one who is seeing all this is the most beautiful thing in the whole universe. If you ever find your way back to the seat of self, that's where you're going to discover. This is what Christ taught you, what Buddha taught you, what all the great spiritual masters of every tradition have taught. The kingdom is within you. You in there are a very great being made in the image of God. But to know that, you have to free yourself from all the inner commotion. Exploring the nature of things. Your entire life is composed of consciously experiencing the three objects of consciousness, the outer world, the thoughts, and the emotions. Now we are ready to explore the origin and nature of these experiences. By understanding where they come from, they will lose some of the distractive power they have over you. You will then better understand your tendency to accept or reject them. We study these objects of consciousness not solely for the knowledge we gain, but also for the freedom we attain. Let's discuss the nature of the world passing before you. Every moment that passes before you comes and goes like all the frames of a motion picture. The moments never stop. They just keep flowing through time and space. Where did all these moments come from? Why do you experience them the way you do? What is your true relationship to what passes before you? Perhaps even more interesting than the outer world, we're going to explore the nature of the mind and the emotions, including how and why they keep changing the way they do. Though all of the three of these objects of consciousness are constantly changing, you are the persistent being that is always there experiencing them. What is your nature? What is it like to sit back and be conscious of being conscious? That is what all spirituality is about. When you are no longer distracted by any of the three great distractors, your consciousness will no longer be pulled into those objects. The focus of consciousness will very naturally remain in the source of consciousness. It's like a flashlight shining on various objects. Instead of looking at the objects being illuminated, if you look at the light itself, you will realize it is the same light shining on all the different objects. Likewise, it is the same consciousness that is aware of all the objects passing before it, both outside and in. You are that consciousness. When you pull back to that source of awareness, it is the most beautiful thing you will ever experience. That is the journey before us, to free ourselves from the distractions that keep drawing us away from our greatness and leave us struggling with life. As you come to understand the nature of these objects you are struggling with, you will very naturally be able to release the hold they have on you. This act of letting go is what is meant by acceptance and surrender. There is a state of great peace within you that cannot be disturbed by the world, your thoughts, or even your emotions. These objects can continue to freely exist, but they will no longer dominate your life. You will be free to fully interact in life, but you will do so out of a sense of love and service rather than fear or desire. Now you understand the underlying purpose of this book, for you to learn how to let go of the three great distractors and return to the source of your being. As you will see, this is the only way you can fully enjoy your time here on earth. This is what it means to be living untethered. It doesn't take forceful practices to return to your core. The highest path is learning through your daily life to gradually let go of what is distracting your consciousness by accepting instead of resisting. You will eventually attain a permanent seat of clarity. It's called becoming established in the seat of self. You will be living in the most beautiful energy you've ever experienced, and it will never stop. During every moment of your life, there will be a beautiful flow of energy that keeps rising within you.
All right. This, I know that we're going to go on, but our time is getting close. And I just, really what he's saying is so beautiful here because, this is what we're trying to do all the time. This is why we do the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Every single concept in the lessons in the Course in Miracles is pointing to a belief that I have about what I am or what the world is or what God is. And every single lesson is there to break me free from that belief of what it is that I think I'm seeing. So that's the purpose of A Course in Miracles. It's the same thing, that as you work through it, you see the process of your own thinking. You realize that your own thinking is what is is making your world what your world is, and you're being given the opportunity and the ability to forgive it or let go of it. And I think that's exactly what this book is doing. I think he's just going to go through all the different places where we get trapped and talk about, how and why we get trapped there, so that we can look at it reasonably and intelligently and decide, choose again, decide differently. I love that we're doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and mark the page over here. So we start back there, because I'm just wondering if anybody has any thoughts on that before we close out. And I'm certainly open for any thoughts that anybody has. I don't know, is my thought here that this is like A Course, and that he's just coming up from a different direction or a different place? Because that's what it appears to me. It appears to me to be the same thing. And I'm just wondering if anybody would like to say anything before we close out about that. Yeah, Mickey.
I think you're right. It's very similar to the Course. The only difference is that the Course takes it a step further. If we get into the real truth, yeah, the Course dabbles around in what we're thinking and feeling, and some things having to do with the world of form, but eventually we have to go beyond that and go into just that. And I think he does go into just the state of awareness of it, and backing out of all the, he's dabbling a little bit right now in what are we doing in the world of form? What are we wanting? What are we needing? What do our bodies want and need? What do we want and need emotionally? But at some point, I think he'll make the point also, but the Course absolutely does, that you have to realize that nothing here has any bearing on reality with a capital R. And that's what we have to do also. So those are my thoughts. Back to you, Lynn.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just may be a little, yeah, it's the same basis, just a little bit different of of an approach. But as you probably well know, and as I very well know, learning a different approach is very helpful when you're trying to learn how to land a plane, for instance. You need to learn, maybe several approaches before you get the one that is the most helpful to you, the most useful to you. Anyway, thanks, you guys. Thank you for everyone who read. We've been reading Living Untethered by Michael Singer, and I hope that you join us again next week to continue reading this great book. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe.